Hi friends, this video is from interview.com. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to use the blur API in jQuery events. First of all, the blur event occurs when an HTML element loses its focus. In jQuery, the blur method triggers the blur event or attaches a function to run when a blur event occurs. So whenever a blur event occurs, you can capture it. Mostly blur method used along with focus method. This is the syntax for blur API. For example, there is an input element. Okay, you type something here, demo, and you press tab button. Now what will happen, this input element will lose its focus. It will go out of focus. In that case, a blur event will be triggered and it can be captured using this method. Okay, let me explain with a simple example. There are two input elements. Okay, whenever I type something in the input element and I press tab button, or I use my mouse to move out of focus from the input element, then in that case what will happen, a blur event will be triggered. So here whenever an input element goes out of focus, a blur event will happen and we can capture using the blur API. So again I will repeat, when the input element goes out of focus, a blur event will happen and we can capture using blur API. For demo purpose, whenever it moves out of focus, I am alerting with some message. Okay, let me show you the demo. Here there are two input elements. I'm going to type something and I'm going to click outside the input element. Now the input element has lost its focus. Now we got this alert message. How? Blur event happened. Okay, again here I'm going to type something and press tab button. Again we are getting this alert message. Why? Because when an input element goes out of focus, a blur event will happen and we are capturing using blur API and we are alerting with a message. This is the purpose of blur API. Hope this video is useful and helpful. Thank you and all the best.